Hello. Basically, I'm gonna go through this game, and it's about what I think is the main difference between Korean and A solo queue. Wait, so let's see. And like I said as well, I wrote a lot of things down, and some of the things that I mentioned is gonna be shown here in this vault of my own solo queue game. Let's see. Playtimes were 1.25, so it's gonna be a bit faster than normal, but it should be fine. So right now, knowing that Kinder starts bot side, it means that he's gonna be pathing up unless he's gonna like level 2 take Scuttle Crab. But looking for, you have like wards, we see Kinder going top side, it means that maybe on third or fourth wave, I can easily dive bot lane. And before I do this, I have to consider whether my mid lane has priority or not, because let's say the enemy has priority and he can move, then we can't do it. But if my mid lane has priority and he can move, it means always that it's 4v2, unless Maokai TPs. And in Korea, like they always TP, like almost always. So you'll see soon I'll put it on 1.5 because nothing special is happening. And one more thing as well, wait, I'll go a bit more back. Like right now, if you look at my mouse, it's on the top side. So the moment the scroll mark pops off, like I don't know, like everyone's spamming this scroll crap. Like I'll put it on one like normal. You see, like I'm not the only one like being like care, like that he has to be careful of Kindred. And as well, prior to that, Urgot knows that Kindred started bot side, which means that she's probably gonna path up. And when he had this information, Urgot warded Tribush, so he doesn't have to go there again. And by warded Tribush, he'll be pretty safe against the Kindred gank. And I think in Europe, people would not think about that, and they would just not ward, and then they would just get ganked and die. And you'll see that this ward is like will be quite a lifesaver, and I'll put the speed back. And Zalkiner probably doesn't know either that this bush is warded because it's really hard to know. So I looked at bot wave and it didn't seem like diveable because it's equal wave. So I'll just take the scuttle crab and see what I can do. So right now, with the information Urgot has, is like he sees Skinner behind and he's instantly running away. Whereas if he wouldn't have the ward, he would be dying right now. I mean, he does have to pop a flash though, but this ward will still like help him later on as well. So currently the information I have is that Kindred's top, and I know like Jace against Zoe he can push, and I don't have the cover for him since we see Kindred. And I see this bot wave right here that's going towards bot lane. I know that on this wave I can dive, so I know that I have time to take my raptors and then make the time on bot. So that's what I'm gonna do. And let's say my bot lane can't push the wave because enemy bot lane is strong, I can always like just go to the tribush and then they can't walk up anymore, and then I will still have a wave. So this way the enemy will have to back up from the tower, and I can dive them. And as you can see, they're bot lane try to check if I'm at the golems, because they know as well I'm around bot side, and they're actually respecting me, so they're playing accordingly. So right now, Jace and me are gonna move into the bot, and we're gonna dive these guys. And I don't feel like in Europe this happens really often, where like 4-man people go at minute 3 to bot lane. And in Korea, this happens really frequently. And yeah, so here we basically dive them. He kills Graves, and you see, like, I mean, this controlled really hard. He TP'd, but it's a market TPing as well, like, almost instantly. Like, the moment he saw us, like, on the map, he's, like, instantly, like, TPing bot to, like, try to help his teammates. Whereas, I think in, like, when I played in Europe and I don't think people, like, look even at minimap and look at other situations. They'll just focus on their own lane. So, we basically get a kill here, and then we base. And then, yeah, I mean, basically, we're just spamming, like, of the enemy, what they can potentially do, because so far you can see that um, we take care of each other, and whereas in other regions I play, they just do their own thing. So let's see, I'm picking like care top side. So basically I looked at the top wave and the wave didn't look that good. Wait, I'll show like right here. Uh, right here. So his wave is really bad and Kinro's are on top side. So currently I'm like, okay, I have to cover for this guy because his wave is really bad, and like Urgo knows as well that he has to play safe. And like he actually knows that he's really vulnerable and he's the only lane that can get ganked. So right now he's warding and playing like keeping his distance, as you can see, so he doesn't get like ganked from behind, and like Malking right now can go on him. So he's respecting it and waiting for me, and he's soon being like, um, I'm looking for assistance. So right now I'm like going towards top lane, and I'm pinging him to be careful of Kindred, and yeah. Basically, he has to basically wait for me till I get there, because I'm gonna run top lane, and then I'm gonna help cover him. He's as well pinging, like, I'm looking for assistance, so he knows as well what he has to do, like, which means, like, respect jungle and wait till I'm there. And I just keep pinging, he says be careful. So during this time I'm going top. It's not 100% sure that I know that Kindred is going top, but it's a possibility, because right now if he goes for the wave, he can potentially die in my Urgot, and if he doesn't, I mean, he will just lose CS, so it's, I have to cover him no matter what. So right now I'm just clearing this small gypsy golem, and right now they are the ones diving 4-man bot, or 3-man actually? No, 4-man, you see? So basically, like, it's 5 minutes in and both bot laners have already been diven. So like, you see that how, like, bot lanes are definitely not enjoying their time in Korea, because like every laner literally like finds opportunity to, whenever they can have a dive bot, they would go for the dive. So right now I'm trying to like see if we can kill him or not, but I can't. So I'm just taking my camps. So let's see. I mean, prior to my bot lane dying, my bot lane still got some kills, so they're still okay in the game. I would say it's equalized. So right now, let's see. I'm gonna take. No, I'm not. So right now I'm gonna take the camps. I'm gonna base and I'm gonna play towards bot lane again, because I mean Nolda's SEC and Nolda's Talia is just gonna one shot everything. And like when I play in Europe and I play Talia, sometimes my support don't realize that if they land once to see the enemy is dead, and I didn't have the issue in Korea that my support is like literally inting and doesn't know my champion, because people are literally playing a lot of offer here, like even like Tarzan, Jung, King, or Kus. They actually give me Jung when I ask for it, and they just play mid lane, and they can actually like play pretty well the offer role, so they understand as well what resources the laners need, and like cover and like everything. Okay, so right now, I mean, the enemy is dying, basically. And you see, like, basically there's a fight going on here, and the moment there's a fight breaking out, like, in general in Korea, everyone instantly starts moving. They don't even care about the waves usually. They just literally press right click on the minimap and move there, and then analyze the situation, and then they make a decision. Let's say we're all looking, like, walking first, and then look, and then we see the situation is completely doomed, then okay, we can just back off, but like, let's say you would first think about the wave and then start walking, that's 2 seconds, can like change everything. Because imagine I wouldn't be like right here. Wait, let's see where I was. Because right now I'm firing my camps. And I happen to be pathing towards bot. But let's say I was going to do my red buff, I would as well instantly walk the bot, because if the fight is extended, I would be able to like help him. And that like, if it would be like 1 second later, maybe he would have died and I wouldn't be able to land this combo either. Okay, so let's see. And as well, like, once in general you get like the kills, you basically have like a win condition, and you can have like laners you can play around. So during the time, like every time you're ahead, the junglers, like I was watching a lot of videos about the junglers and how they play, how they ping, and I've noticed that they actually like during the time they're farming and they can't help the laners and they have no vision. Like the junglers like always look at mid and bot at the waves, whether they're vulnerable or not. So during the time, let's say I'm taking red buff, I would be like, hey, bot lane, carry, you know? So like we can still keep snowballing. Because let's say my bot lane wave is really bad and like their bot lane is not thinking about individual and they die, it means that, I mean, it's gonna be equal again, which is not what I want. So right now I'm like looking at bot lane wave and see if they're vulnerable or not. And I'm like, okay, they have to be a bit careful because I have no vision right here. And as well, here I took my top side, so because right now I want to keep playing towards bot side. So even if I kill them bot, I can like skip all the camps and I can like just kill them. And here as well, basically I'm pinging this wave here. What I'm basically saying is like, okay, I want to make a play on this wave, which means that I'm gonna give the roof to Jace, and then on the next wave that spawns, I can dive bot lane. So, and as well in Korea, people stack waves like really often. I feel like in Europe they just push the wave and don't deny CS, or like they won't lose as much. So, well, actually, I think this Jace says like, oh, you can take it. So, like I'm pinging right now like the Kindred position, because Kindred's around top side because the mark's coming there. And knowing as well Kindred's top side, it means that on this wave it's super free to dive. And I don't have to cover my Jace because he will not die against Kindred because he knows that he's around top side. I think before we saw him like right here. Yeah, right here. We're all like spamming that he's around top side. So if you know where the enemy jungle position is, and your mid lane wins 1v1, you don't have to cover your mid, you can go straight to bot. Because let's say my bot lane cannot push, and I'm around, then um, enemy still cannot take the wave. And you need like wave to make plays. And it's a cannon minion as well, so they're gonna lose even more CS. So right now Jace can push alone, because he has the information that Kindred's top side, and then right now I'm gonna cover bot. So let's say if they wanna contest wave or fight, I'll be there. And if not, then we'll have a huge wave and we can form a bot. So Jace and me are moving towards bot right now, knowing Kindred's top side. And look at Urgot. Like this guy's respecting the enemy a lot, and like I think in Europe, like at least like challenger solo queue players would just usually, I don't know, they would like take a trade and they would get Diven on the next wave. But this guy's like really respecting it, and he's backing off because he knows that he's the only lane that's vulnerable. But he sees Kindred and he goes back. And yeah, enemy Maokai TP'd like instantly as well. Like in Europe, I don't think like enemy would TP like as often here, you know? They would usually just chill on top lane and, you know, not look at bot. So we lost Nautilus, and at this point we have to peace out here. Okay, so let's see. They'll probably take the tower, but it means as well that the next time we can take their bot tower because we have TP advantage. Let's see what happens. Okay, so basically the enemy, I think here was like greeting, because after they took bot tower, they should look for the reset and then do the same thing, like push the lane and then go for the fire drake and get actually proper setup. And like right now we're all being like, oh go go, they're trolling, and Urgot's gonna TP behind because you have a ward there. So right now we kill the enemy. So let's see. Okay, we get some kills. So right now we get fire drake, and like both top lanes have no TP. So like in this case, and if your mid lane is winning as well, you always want to match the enemy, which means that if you get mid priority and move to side, they'll always be fucked because they always have like less numbers. And especially with our team comp like Jace, Dahlia, and Nautilus, we can like hook one and kill one. So right now their bot lane is going top lane, so it would be the best if you would take the wave base and recall and go top lane, because this way we can play for the Herald and top tower. Because even taking bot tower and they would, let's say, take top or Herald, it's not worth because we can take the Herald instead. But if okay, so let's see, there's a Maokai bot. I think there's a full fiesta going around here, so we all start moving. Okay, so right now, yeah, our bot should go top. Like match the lanes, because if you have mid priority and your jungle's winning as well, or team in general, you can legit take everything. Okay, so let's see. Okay, he's TPing, but I will need a base because I have like 1.2k gold, and I have my base. It's pretty lost for an enemy team. Like right now, if you look at the minimap, you have like zero vision, and in general, if you want to play for, let's say, top and herald, you need vision around this area. And like I see as well, like the junglers, they're like in the top 3, they basically like permaping the laners till you're available. So let's say for example me, right? Like right now I'm in base and I can't do anything and I have no vision. So I have to ping like Jace and top lane to be careful of Kindred, because during this time they're vulnerable and I'm not there. Like if I would be there, I would win 3v3 with my bot, 2v2 with my mid, and like enemy can't do anything. But during this time I'm ping like, hey, careful, you're vulnerable. So let's see. And right now I ping this wave, that because on this wave I want to get like river control, but since we see Kindred, it's not necessary anymore. Because like I want to enable Jace that he can move freely to top lane. So with this information, Nautilus like instantly goes towards the river because he knows that he sees Kindred, and I don't know, like A supports would like not recognize that because we see Kindred, he can like instantly go here and take vision. Because I think in the first place he wants to go top lane. He wants to go from here. You see? Wait. When you see Kindred, you see he was going through lane, because you don't want to go through river if Kindred and enemy support can be here. You always want to go through lane and then push together, make the enemy catch the wave here, and then you can take the vision, because that way you can't really die. But we can die if we just walk in the river right now because the enemy can be trapping here and we have no mid laner. So the moment he saw the Kindred, he was like, okay, let's move straight into here. And like, just these small things add up, and there's a lot of things you don't realize if you're like playing the game, but if like watching the game, you see their movement, and it's just a lot better compared to like most AE players. Because sports or like just in general, they actually use their brain. Okay, this guy's trolling a bit. He face checked me without any wards. And like right now, like this Urgot spamming like, but you can't see it because this is time lapse. But Urgot spamming like character care, Maoka can move. So right now I'm just playing super safe. But I know as well that after decent vision here, and Urgot can push the wave and he can move towards Herald. So even if the enemy wants to contest, they're losing top waves. We have the mid push, and if they contest, Urgot can always move from the bot side and fight them. So right there, like another one comes and he gets chunked. Sadly here I have to flash out, but it's worth. And I would get this Herald anyway. But in general, it feels like the game sense of Koreans are a lot higher in higher elo compared to A West. Like right now, look, this node is like pinging, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him, he's dead, you know? So basically, we got a free kill there, and I'm trying to get mid tower here. Thought we'll get one shot, but sadly not. So let's see, I think we're unable to take this tower. Yeah. Okay, look at Urgot bomb the flash, which is nice. It's like after we get the kills, and let's see what we do. We're probably just gonna, actually, we're gonna chase this Maokai till Africa. But Urgot's fixing the wave and we got free top tower. So after our next base, push side, go mid, we can take everything. So let's see. I think right now, for example, this Ezreal's alone and I'm farming bot and we don't have any pressure on the map. So like this Ezreal here is like playing a little bit with fire because we don't have that much information. So I have to ping him back soon because whatever he's trying, he should like just not die, because especially if you're ahead, like I'm paying him care, you shouldn't take any risks. So we're all pinging like, okay, they're on our top side, have to be careful. So they have tempo right now and they can take our top tower. So we have to like not enter our jungle and things we have wards, but if you didn't, then we should always go through lanes. And I think Koreans don't get caught that often. They actually recognize when they can walk the river and when not. Okay, so wait, I'll just put this in normal speed. Here. So basically, the moment we see this Kindred, look at all the pings. Like, people are going really crazy. Like, I don't even like, people are pinging this Kindred to the death. And everyone like instantly runs at him because everyone knows that he's trolling. And I've never seen so many pings in general. Okay, so basically, Kindred dies, he made a mistake. I'll just put speed again. And right now we got like some kills, so we'll take mid tower on this wave. Because the enemy will have to, oh, and there's spam pings on this Lucian. He's probably gonna die too. And as well, in terms of like lane assignment, it feels like there's a more aware of where to go. Whereas in AU, like they actually don't really think about it. They just see a red dot on the map and they would go there for farm and lose a lot of pressure. Especially if you're ahead, they would still play for themselves and not recognize that you can actually snowball pretty hard. Okay, so let's see right now. I hope everyone bases because the Mountain Drake's up. And then we just 1-3-1 and take Mountain Drake. Oh, I think there's the Fiesta going on here. I mean, enemy TP is there, so we have to run up. And even if we can take like more kills, because these guys are like chasing us, we should just back off because there's no need to take the risk. And just peace out here. So everyone bases. And here as well, look. Like, basically I'm pinging him to be careful. Because what I said about jungle dictating game is like, it's like, basically as jungle, I think you see the entire map and what can happen to your teammates. And right here, he started running the moment I started pinging. Let's say if I didn't ping, maybe we would like hit the tower and die, you know? So, and the same for the Ezreal. When it's like recalling here, I was like, okay, no one's on the map and no one has pressure, so you have to like take care of your laners. And I can dictate how, when he has to base and how he has to kind of play. So let's say right now I'm gonna cover my mid lane and we have no side laners. I can ping my mid lane to be careful because let's say enemy side laners are missing, they can all be mid. the only way that we can lose the game is if they killed my Ezreal. So right now, maybe let's say if everyone's missing and this guy starts walking up and I didn't ping him and he dies, it's kind of like you should think of it as your fault, even though it's like both ways. But you can always like help him. 'Cause look, right now he eat in. Let's say I don't know the top lane like a Malphite, he would like be dying. So like if I didn't ping him back and he did that and he would have died, it's like your mistake, kind of, you know. And like that's why what I mean is like you can choose how you want to play the game. You can like inform your laners when to back, when to go forward, and you can do like a lot of things as jungle. So right now we killed 2 people. We're gonna probably get some towers. Like all these small things like about pings like save a lot of lives kinda. We've only died like 4 times. And I'm sure if I didn't ping like that many, would have been a bit more. So yeah, so here we take some objectives. Oh, but hey, this grass dodges this, but if it was NA, I think no one could dodge this WE. Like I'm pretty sure with 60 ping, you would die here. But in Korea, like you have like 8 to 15 ping. So let's see. Okay, this note is chasing the kindred. And right out now, like Nash is up in like 1/2 minute, and we should set up for it. And like basically as jungle, you can like legit ping your laners all back, and then ping help on top side, and Nash is up in 1 minute, and like your team will actually listen to you. And which is why I think as well the junglers are like the highest elo currently, because if they actually have the right decision making and know which objectives to play for and how, and during the time you're playing for objective, the junglers are pinging the lanes to be careful when it's not available on the map. The jungler can do everything once he has a lead. And if nothing goes wrong and if your lanes actually listen, then you'd basically win most of the games. Okay, so let's see, like having a fiesta here, we're killing the enemy here. So I think all of them are dying at the moment. The dash is up in 30 seconds, so we cannot do it either way. We would just take 1 tower and not greed with our base timings. Because if you would go for the, let's say, the inhibitor right here, we will be losing tempo, which means that the enemy will be the first on the map and they have an opportunity to catch on side lane. And when it has an opportunity to catch on side lanes, we have to like take a detour kind of like we have to group mid and then push, make the enemy catch the wave again, and then we can go back to side lane. Whereas if you base instantly, you can like just instantly go to mid and then have one guy instantly go to the side lane once you have the mid wave, and you can take all the vision. So as well, like let's say people are pinging the inhib tower, you can like ping them back like no, because you know that it's bad and you will lose tempo, and it only gives the enemy to an opportunity to come back. So if you like play really slowly when you're ahead, nothing can really go wrong. And you can just make sure it doesn't go wrong by spamming your teammates to be backing. And look, for example, right now, Urgot's going bullet and he writes wait me because this is basically the enemy has like only an option to like hope that if one of our side lanes goes side to try to fight mid lane. So Urgot's like writing like wait me, and basically we have to wait till he pushes and we play careful because right now, the moment they see Urgot on side lane, they want to try to engage on us, because let's say they know that Urgot has no TP, or even if he has to challenge TP, they know that they have a small window of like number advantage. So this is basically the enemy information, so they literally want to fight as much as they can right now. So like I would have to ping back my players, but it's a bit too late because the moment I saw them like right here, they were instantly like already getting a fight. Whereas if Urgot was hiding, I don't think they would like be trying this. So like as well, if you know all this information, you can like help your teammates avoid the situation. But in the end, we win this fight anyway because I mean we're super fat. But usually it's like, let's say if it's more even, this can be like a comeback for the enemy, which is not so optimal because you don't want to give the enemy any opportunities to come back. So right now, I mean, we would get the free Nasher, and this is basically like I think why the journals are really high, because I think journals as supports they realize that more than laners can because they actually have no job. They're playing PvE. They have like more minimap awareness than any other like laner. And of course Ur can help as well, but he also really did his job. He wrote like wait me, but like I should just ping instant like all of my teammates back by back, because I know the moment Urgot shows on lane, the enemy wants to instant engage, because their only hope is 4v5, I mean 5v4, and 5v5 like we cannot lose at the moment. I mean, right now we have Nashor and we just wanna play towards the bot side because we see people on top side and we can just take free vision right there. Usually, if you have like no vision of the enemy, you wanna go through mid, make the enemy catch the wave and then walk in. But since we see like all of them, we can just enter the area and take whatever we want. And if Nash just buff the wave and you take literally like all the objectives without fighting. But there's a fiesta going on here and he face checked, but it worked out because we were all around. And then enemy dies here and then the game is pretty much over. Almost soon TM. Like if you saw what I wrote and if you see like all the pings and if the jungle actually like take care of the laners when your lanes are ahead and look at their waves, how they're positioned and if they need cover or not, then I think it's really hard to lose this jungle. But of course laners sometimes do not listen, but if they do then the majority of the games you win. So that's it and yeah, bye bye.